experience, I think she's a very good fit. And I think I had the contribution from Honorable Kainan, talking about the agency being technical. I think as much as it's technical, the personality, the zeal, the experience, I think Nakumicha is a very good pick. And for the other picks as well, if you look at the DRC Congo, you need a mind of a person like Engineer Tum. Cool person in those type of environment. And Engineer, PS Muhadi as well, who's moving to China, is also a very good pick. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.
The Honorable Jeanette, are you going to ask me to put the question?
Mr. Speaker, let me just contribute. I didn't want to contribute. Let me say I oppose the motion, Mr. Speaker. I oppose because, Mr. Speaker, you know, we cannot be recycling people who have served in a very high office, and then you give them another office. When will career diplomats get a chance to serve in our diplomatic missions, Mr. Speaker? When are they going to get, Mr. Speaker? Every politician who has failed, every civil servant who has failed, every person who has failed is being dumped in a certain mission somewhere in the world, Mr. Speaker. This is demoralizing our career civil servant. There are people, Mr. Speaker, you heard you were saying majority leader. Now let me do my minority work. This is my minority job now. There is no broad-based on this one.
Order, proceed.
Majority leader, there is no broad-based on this one. There is no broad-based.
Who is mentioning point of order?
Mr. Speaker, you see, they are career civil servants who start their life in a very young age as civil servants who want to work in the world of diplomacy. They start in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from job group something down there. They grow. Then when they reach near deputy ambassador, they get stagnated there. They can never move from there because Junet will be voted out in Suna East, then he will be made an ambassador. Kainan, I can see, is most likely after next election is going there. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Kainan. There's nothing out of order. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker.
Proceed,
Mr. Speaker, me, I'm of the view. Even the government, Mr. Speaker, of Honorable, the late Daniel teacher of Moi, never did this. Kibaki never did this. This thing started with the Jubilee upper. This is of recycling people like the way you recycle Dandora West, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this culture must stop. This culture must end. If, you see, these were people who were serving in high offices. The appointing authority has the prerogative to relieve them of their duties. But by the time he's relieving them of their duties, that means there must have been some problem. There must have been either some incompetency somewhere, some malpractice somewhere. There must be something like that. Or change of loyalty. You know, maybe some went to a Munyoro, who knows?
Order, Honorable Jeanette, sometimes it has very little to do with efficiency and performance. It has maybe broad-based government. Are you sure?
No. Okay. Mr. Speaker, it's not. Far from it. Far from it. It is about other issues. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to see in a list of 10 diplomatic appointments here, minimum of 6 or 7 career diplomats. Then we can have top-ups of 3. Who are, if Abushomba loses the way she's going to lose in Githunguri next time, then she can be an ambassador somewhere, Mr. Speaker. Because you can see that the line she has taken is direct home. But anyway, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say this. Mr. Speaker, that
what's out of order, Honorable Omachomba?
Mr. Speaker, you know, I respect you very much as a speaker, and I expect you to protect me from the bullying of the Honorable.
He said in the
who is talking about me? There is no election between now and next year. Is he becoming a prophet to prophesy that I'm going to lose in Githunguri? And by the way, who told him that I'm interested anyway? Has he become a prophet? Can he clarify whether he's now becoming a prophet?
Honorable Omuchomba.
He is out of order. We are discussing about people who are going to work as diplomats, not Wamushomba. Wamushomba is the member of parliament, the iron lady from Githunguri, the woman who walks on fox without shoes.
Order, Honorable Omuchomba. Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Omuchomba. You can trust the chair will always protect you.
Mr. Speaker.
But this is order. But the Honorable Junet said, in the event. In the event is neither here nor there. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I am very sorry to Honorable Muchomba because
you want to be informed by
I was
by
soliciting leader. And lobbying for her that in the event the Munyoro bus gets punctured, I was trying to get her a soft landing that she can become the ambassador in charge of Githunguri and command area, Mr. Speaker.
Do you order Honorable Junet?
I want
majority leader to inform you. Yes. Okay.
Honorable Speaker, maybe the Honorable Leader of Minority has not heard what the member for Githunguri has said. And I hear what you are saying about what you meant when you said what you said. But the member for Githunguri has told you, has asked who even told you she is interested in running for Member of Parliament for Githunguri. Oh. Because she probably knows running will be a futile attempt on those things.
Okay, proceed, Junet. Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I have heard what the majority has told me. But Mr. Speaker, you know, Wamushomba is an iron lady. I can't withstand Wamushomba out of office. If she's so strong now when she's in office, what do you think she can do when she's out of office? She can run us out of this town. So we must create for her some diplomatic posting in charge of Githunguri, command area, up to Lare, Limuru. Then we call that area UNEP, Githunguri. Then she can become diplomatic. Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Honorable Omuchomba?
Honorable Speaker, you know, you have allowed these honorable members to make me the point of discussion on this issue. But I am very excited that they are calling me all those very good names because they know that I am a beautiful, intelligent woman who have shown them dust in the political corridors. I am happy that the majority leader is talking about me. Yet on Saturday, in a public forum where the president visited Githunguri, he could not show his face. He disappeared like a smoke. He ran away literally.
Order. This is getting out of hand. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, order, honorable Junet, order. Yeah, but you see, you without a substantive. I will give you an opportunity, but you better know how to navigate your way around. The standing order is very clear. You cannot discuss the character of a honorable member without a substantive motion. So, for God's sake, don't discuss her character, but you can discuss events, you can discuss ideas, you can discuss the motion that's before you. Okay, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker,
what is out of order? No, he's on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, mine was on misinformation because, Honorable Speaker, last Saturday, I was nowhere near where the president was, and the member for Githunguri knows that. I think she wanted to mean the Saturday when we were in Githunguri constituency. And you know I'm a peace-loving Kenyan. And I am also a consumer of certain intelligence reports. And I had intelligence reports of what the member for Githunguri and the governor for Kiambu, with the stashed money that you saw being pulled out of bedrooms, had planned against the member for Kiambu,
order, majority leader, order. You are both out of order.
Yeah.
She discussed you without a substantive motion. You are discussing her without a substantive motion, and I would not have that anymore.
Mr. Speaker,
order. The House has got to be.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion,
Honorable Junet, conclude, please.
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of diplomacy,
yes,
and international relations and national relations, Mr. Speaker, the undisputed kingpin of Kiambu County is Honorable Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah. Mr. Speaker, that I must put on record.
Order, order, Honorable Deputy, Honorable Minority Leader. Whether it is in good light or bad light, you cannot discuss the character of a honorable member of parliament and his fortune on his fortune's back without a substantive motion. Order. You think it's the only time when it's being discussed in a negative tone is when it's out of order. Even in positive term, without a substantive motion, is out of order.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion again.
Can you conclude?
I am concluding.
Yes.
That, Mr. Speaker, that I hope these Kenyans who have been given this chance of serving us will do a good job. Because those stations they are going to are very important stations. in terms of business, in terms of international relations, in terms of cultural and technological exchanges, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, in this country, we love ourselves so much as politicians and people who are in high offices that we forget that there are other Kenyans out there who are qualified, who can do this job. So, Mr. Speaker, I am totally opposed. And I think I should bring here some legislation. I'm opposing completely this motion. Completely. And I am asking the executive, please don't send like this one again. This will be the last one. Even the other one, when people were removed from offices and they were posted to diplomatic position, I opposed it. It is on record here, Mr. Speaker. This is not the first one I'm opposing. Why should you be discharged as a minister or as a PS? Then you end up becoming now an errand boy for another PS in the MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a demotion, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we should not allow this to happen. There are other senior positions these Kenyans can serve at the level where they were serving at. But for Githunguri, I will create a diplomatic position there when I become the president. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Junet, Mazamzam. Order, I will indeed. Okay.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuunga mjadala wa leo kuhusu uteuzi wa Mheshimiwa Susan Nakhumicha. Najua mambo mengi yametokea, lakini ukiangalia katika ukakamavu wake wa kazi na masomo yake anastahili. Ndiyo yalitokea kutokea katika Wizara ya Afya, na sio mwaka wa kwanza kutokea akiwa hapo. Yametokea wakiwa wengi wa madaktari kugoma. Kwa hiyo ni taifa liangalie tu madaktari, walimu na wengine wanaangaliwa vipi mshahara yao na mambo yao. Lakini Nakhumicha alionyesha, na ni mama, mimi kama mama siwezi kumvuta mama mwenzangu chini kwa sababu najua anaweza, aliweza na anaweza. Hata kama pengine ametoka sehemu kubwa amerudi sehemu ya chini, lakini pia pale anaweza kuserve taifa yake akiwa pale, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo mimi naunga uteuzi wake na namuombea Mungu aweze kufanya kazi yake akiangalia maslahi ya Wakenya yake mbele. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Bukose.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the nomination for the three ambassadorial positions. The Honorable Peter Tum, Engineer Peter Tum, the Honorable Susan Nakhumicha, and the other two who have been nominated to ambassadors, that is to the Habitat, then to the DRC, and then to Konsu. Honorable Speaker, I want to disagree with the minority leader in that stating that these are people who did not perform in their various areas, and stating that it should only be people who have grown in their careers. You know, ambassadors are people with different expertise. They are they're just not only within the diplomatic circles. You have people who are expertise in trade. You have people who are expertise in health. It exposes everybody to an equal opportunity. And I think this is where we come in. Having served in the various capacities as a cabinet secretary for health, Susan Nakhumicha demonstrated that she's capable and she's of wide experience. And she was able to, as a former chair of the health committee, were able to work well, and she had capacity to be able to deliver. And I think going in now as an ambassador to the UN Habitat.
Are you on a point of order, Honorable Koyo? Oh, Honorable, would you wish to be informed by the Honorable Koyo?
Yes, the member for Ahero can inform me. Mohoroni, sorry. The Honorable Koyo, yes.
Thank you very much. With due respect, Mr. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform my good friend that Ambassador is backing orders report to permanent secretaries. So Mr. Toom, my friend, who was Engineer Toom, who was permanent secretary, now will be reporting to another permanent secretary, who is now will be his boss, meaning he has been demoted. Thank you.
I think that was not information.
Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I think you need to understand a little bit about statecraft. An ambassador is a representative of the president. That's why he's called His Excellency.
Yes.
Or Her Excellency.
And the PS is not His Excellency.
Order. The chair is talking and you should freeze. That is why when you are appointed as an ambassador, it's not a demotion. A minister, maybe technically you have a certain thing, but that ambassador represents the head of state. That's why they are called His Excellency or Her Excellency. You cannot address a permanent secretary as His Excellency. So it's not a demotion. Proceed.
Thank you. And that's why I was saying his information has not helped my debate because you know, the ambassador will be representing Kenya in the various capacities. Now, if approved by this House, His Excellency Peter Toom will be representing our country in Kinshasa, DRC Congo. And DRC Congo being a member of the East African region, I think he will be able to hasten DRC's integration into the East African community so that DRC can also be able to enjoy the fruits of being a member of the East Africa. And we hope that with his going there, he will also be able to improve on the peace that is within the DRC so that DRC people can also enjoy the tranquility and peace within the region. Honorable Speaker, our Ambassador Abdi to Arusha, Tanzania is also a very key partner of the East African region, and he will be able to represent our interests within Arusha and Tanzania and be able to also hasten our East African integration.
Honorable Speaker, I rise under Standing Order number 95 to say that going by the mood in the House, I can feel that members are in agreement that this bill, this motion needs to pass. I would therefore like to ask the mover to be asked to reply. Thank you. I looked at your faces.
Wait.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order.
I have not concluded.
Order, Honorable, because there has been a number of... Is it the mood of the House that Honorable, order. All of you, order. A point of order can be raised in the midst of contribution by any member. And the moment a point of order is raised, it freezes everything. And if in the opinion of the Speaker, that point of order is genuine, then that Speaker makes a communication. So now that he rose on a point of order, and I want to know if the mood of the House is that the mover should be called upon to reply, I now put the question, order. It's not after anybody. You don't know the rules. You are a majority leader. My question is order. I now put the question that the mover be called to reply. Husband out opinion say aye. Aye. Husband out control opinion say nay. Nay. The ayes have it and mover be called upon to reply. No. You don't.
I need to conclude to just 1 minute to conclude. Yes.
Honorable Majority Leader, Bokose, you are my good friend. I have all the respect for you. But you people have turned this House into something else. The order, not after I have already put in a question on whether the mover should be called upon to reply or not. Please respect the rules of the House. I left these rules when they were sacrosanct. Now you people are turning it into something else. Order. Proceed, Honorable Mover. Reply. As long as I'm on the chair here, I'll protect the rules of the House and the dignity of the House. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that guidance. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the members who have made immense contributions to the motion. And I agree that the mood of the House is as you stated. But just for a point of information, Honorable Speaker, in the last session, we actually did not agree or actually did not approve the name of Charles Githinji Kairu, who was a nominee for DRC. So it's not also taken for granted that the committee or this house just passes anybody. So we rejected a nominee on the basis of the fact that he was not fit for that kind of assignment. Honorable Speaker, and I'm sure the minority leader has spoken about the members being demoted, getting some other positions, but you have put it rightly that they are called excellencies. While they're here in the country, they are not called. So it's not a demotion as such, and they represented the president in those capacities. And when they are moved from those positions, it's not because of incompetence, but because of the reassignment to the various positions. So with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
Honorable members, I now put the question. That taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul generals laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution and Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representative, ambassador, and consul generals. 1. Roman 1. Ambassador Engineer Peter Kiplangatum, CBS, as ambassador for Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. 2. Roman 2. Permanent representative Miss Susan Nakumicha Wafula, EGH, Permanent Mission of Kenya to the United Nations Habitat, Nairobi. 3. Roman 3. Consuls Generals. A. Mr. James Buyekane Muhati, CBS, as Consul General for Guangzhou, People's Republic of China. And B. Abdi Dubat Fido, as Consul General for Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania. As many of the opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the opinion say nay. Aye. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, second reading.
Yes, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill 2025, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025 be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, additional allocations to counties are provided for under Article 202, Sub 2 of the Constitution, where it is stipulated that county governments may be given additional resources from national government's share of the revenue, either either conditionally or unconditionally. Additionally, Article 190 allows for legislative measures to provide further support to counties to enable them perform their work effectively. Honorable Speaker, County Government's Allocations Bill is coming to this House in concurrence with the Senate, pursuant to Article 110, Sub 4 of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this bill, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we passed another similar bill in this House on 14th March 2025, and this bill was forwarded to the Senate, and the Senate has not yet progressed with the same bill. But Honorable Speaker, this bill from the Senate varies the amounts that we forwarded with the bill that we sent to the Senate, with a variation of about 25.53 billion. Honorable Speaker, that variation to Senate was done because we were responding to the reductions which happened in the supplementary estimates 2, 2025, which we passed here. In that estimates, we drastically reduced the estimates on the bill. But Honorable Speaker, this bill now, again, increases the allocations by about 25.5 billion, making the total allocation in this bill at 50.04 billion. Honorable Speaker, this variation has received concurrence from National Treasury that has affirmed that, indeed, they will be able to provide for this variation. Honorable Speaker, if you look at this bill, largely the variation is supported from funds, loans and grants from development partners. Honorable Speaker, the development partners have also confirmed that the funds that we are providing for here is ready, and once this bill is passed, the funds will be available for counties to perform their functions. Honorable Speaker, in this bill, 8.4 billion from national government share of revenue will be provided by National Treasury, while 42 billion is from development partners in the form of loans and grants. Honorable Speaker, I need to highlight that out of the 8.4 billion which will come from national share of revenue, 1.75 billion is money which is earmarked to country governments to sort out their outstanding salary arrears for health workers. Honorable Speaker, when health workers were on strike, there was a return to work formula which was signed. And this gave 1.75 billion shillings to counties to sort out that arrangement. Honorable Speaker, the other issue which is important in this bill is that we are providing for about 2.9 billion to be able to help counties in what we call county aggregation of industrial parks. Honorable Speaker, counties have done so well in developing these industrial parks. These industrial parks are very, very important because they are going to be the centers of value addition for local products that are being done in counties. So, Honorable Speaker, providing for this allocation is going to fast-track this line of development. Remember, Honorable Speaker, that this is one of the key items in the bottom-up economic model which we are implementing as broad-based government. Honorable Speaker, the other important item in the bill has to do with about 42 billion which has been provided for from donors in form of grants and loans. Honorable Speaker, this allocation is going to be spent in the area of health and agriculture and water and sanitations. Honorable Speaker, these are programs that are very, very critical for our people in the grassroots. And we need to facilitate our counties so that they are able to receive these monies and then they'll be able to develop these programs for our people. Honorable Speaker, when we were doing public participation, governors appeared before us. They told us that indeed they have done procurement. What is now waiting for is the funds to go so that these services can be provided for. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, has to do with what we call universal health coverage. Honorable Speaker, every county has what we call health promoters. These health promoters, their monies are also provided for here because the national government pays directly to health promoters 2,500 shillings, and counties are also supposed to do the same. Honorable Speaker, because we have not passed this bill, national government has already paid their part, but counties are lagging behind in arrears. You find that a health promoter has received money due from national government, but they're having even 5 months arrears. Honorable Speaker, we need to provide for this so that these workers, who are very, very important because they are the first contact in the health systems in our county, they are the first people that our people contact when they fall sick. So, Honorable Speaker, failure to pay them their arrears means that we are undermining our health sector, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Speaker. So I wanted to add, Honorable Speaker, that in this bill, we have removed the allocations under R Road Maintenance Fund. This is something which we have removed here, Honorable Speaker, and I want to tell members that it's not here, and that what is now holding us is a case in court, which we have agreed with Council of Governors that we are going to initiate conversations towards ensuring that this case is removed from court and that these funds revert back to KERA. Honorable Speaker, in a nutshell, I would like to urge members that this bill is very, very important because some of the programs that I've highlighted are programs that are benefiting our people at the grassroots. And therefore, we should not be seen as the house that is really trying to stop our people from enjoying resources that some of them are actually borrowed. Honorable Speaker, for 2 billion shillings here are proceeds from loans and grants. These are resources that really will not come from our exchequer, and the resources are ready. So, Honorable Speaker, I would like to urge members to really support this bill and allow it to progress so that our counties can be able to function. Honorable Speaker, I would like to call upon the Leader of Minority to second.
Honorable Speaker.
Can't raise on a point of order before a motion is seconded. Proceed, second.
Honorable Speaker, I stand to second
Yes.
the motion. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that this additional revenue allocation bill is a very, very important bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you remember in the old days, Treasury used to give counties money in form of conditional grants. But now, Parliament came up with the idea of the additional revenue allocation bill. Mr. Speaker, this is in line with aspirations to enhance devolution in this country. There's a misconception that is going on in this country that National Assembly is anti-devolution. Mr. Speaker, there is no person with sane mind that can oppose devolution, because this is the only avenue that we have that takes billions of shillings to the counties and to the places where people live. Mr. Speaker, there are counties in this country today, out of the 47 counties, that will not have seen any money from national government in form of $1 billion if it was not for devolution. They never saw any money. They used to be in the budgeting system of the centralized system of governance, Mr. Speaker, and you're old enough, you know that. They used to be told your money has been put in security to defend you people from enemies and other things, and they will never see any development money in their lives. Counties have revamped our livelihood, Mr. Speaker. I know there are a lot of shortcomings. People believe that there's a big problem in counties. There's corruption. There's malpractices. All that can be addressed separately without killing the idea of devolution, without killing the vision that the people, the framers of this constitution had in terms of making the livelihood of Kenyans better, Mr. Speaker. Many developed countries in the world, Mr. Speaker, Germany and all other countries that have developed because they implemented devolution. They devolved money from the center to the where people live and where people, farm and where people stay, where people get health care, Mr. Speaker. There is no way, Mr. Speaker, a country will achieve meaningful development or change the livelihood of their people without implementing devolution. Up here, when devolution came, devolution was supposed to disperse both power and resources to the ground, Mr. Speaker. There's a debate now ongoing in the country whether enough resources have been devolved to the country, to the counties. There is debate now going on in the country whether enough functions have been devolved, Mr. Speaker. Whether some functions are still held at the national level. So we need to have a national discourse to agree as a country whether we have devolved enough functions and enough resources to the counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are many things that can be done at the county level. There are many things that can be done at the county level because, Mr. Speaker, that is where the rubber meets the road. That is where, if devolution can be implemented properly, in comparison to what's happening now, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you this country will not be the same. Mr. Speaker, there is a big debate going on in the country whether the last 10 years or the last 12 years, devolution has achieved what was intended to achieve. There is a big debate. And that is acceptable because people, even national government, there's a debate whether they're doing things the right thing, whether they're doing the wrong thing. Every day, people accuse them of this, SHA is not working, this is not working, and they continue improving. They continue doing their work. They continue saying that we are going to change this. That's also what devolution is supposed to do. Things that are not working, they should be able to work. We have not created devolution to enrich certain people or to make certain people billionaires. We have created devolution, we have brought devolution to our constitution so that Kenyans can feel power and resources resides with them in their villages. That you don't need to come to Nairobi to do anything. You must be able to do everything you intend to do, whether it is healthcare, whether it's education, whether it is energy, whether it is roads, whether any kind of development, you must be able to get it at the devolved unit where you stay. Mr. Speaker, this tag that's being peddled around that National Assembly is anti-devolution cannot stand the test of time. We must stand with devolution because our own people, our constituents are part of counties. They don't live in, there is no place, there is no constituency that's not part of a county. Every constituency is a part of a county. So the people who live there, the people the governor is leading are the same people who voted for us also. So there is no way we can fight devolution. It can't be right if we are branded that we are anti-devolution. But we must also be able to oversight. If the county government is not doing their work, it's our responsibility to point it out and say that this has failed and that has failed. But I think Kenyans must now go back to the drawing board and ask themselves, how do we improve and make devolution better for the good of all of us now? How do we devolve more functions? How do we devolve more resources? And put accountability measures in place. If any county government misuses funds or misapplies funds contrary to the law, then serious action needs to be taken in accordance with the law, Mr. Speaker. That is when we are going to become a better society. And that's when we are going to benefit from the fruits of devolution, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I urge my colleagues, let us support this bill, let us support this motion, let us pass this additional revenue allocation bill. So a lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are not from the exchequer. A lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are from donor funds. It's donor funds from the World Bank who want to improve our slums in our counties, who want to do roads for us in the small, roads there that are the counties. Majorly, it's a donor-funded programs which contain in this bill, Mr. Speaker. So if we oppose it, we'll be literally refusing counties to access donor funding, and which is not good for us. Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our healthcare in Migori or in Homa Bay? Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our roads? That is not in our place to do it. So I urge my colleagues, let's pass this bill, and we will discuss devolution holistically. Where it is, where it has come from, and how we want it to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that the county government's additional allocation bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, be now read a second time. You're on a point of order. What's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, we are a house of rules. And Mr. Speaker, the matter at hand now is a very weighty matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm looking at the House and I don't see that we have full quorum, Mr. Speaker. So, I'm standing on standing order number 35, Mr. Speaker, to check whether we have quorum. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order, Honorable Junet. I don't know how law you people got this parliament into. When somebody rises on a point of order and raises an issue of quorum, and you have to ask the sergeant at arms to determine whether the quorum is there or not. The rules are very simple. Please, let's follow the rules. Sergeant at arms, do we have quorum or don't we? Order. We don't have a quorum. Okay, ring the quorum bell. Quorum bell. Ring the quorum bell. Well, you propose, and after proposing, you open to debate. I proposed. What's wrong with you? Yes. Junet, enthusiasm seems to have taken the better side. Ring the, is it ringing? For 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go and get
Well, as you can see, the House does not have a substantive number of members present. Clearly, many seats are empty. And of course, this is one of the concerns that has been raised by one of the members, indicating that a quorum during the proceedings of the House is not present, and that the business that is being discussed, or the business that is on the floor of the House, requires enough number of members to be present, at least to be able to legislate on the matters that are on the floor. What was on the floor before that point of order regarding the lack of quorum during the proceeding of the House? Members were considering the county government's additional allocations bill. This is a bill that is originating from the Senate, Bill number 1 of 2025, a bill that is co-sponsored by the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Sam Matandi. And actually this afternoon, he moved this particular bill and was seconded by the leader of the minority party, Honorable Junet Mohammed. And the Speaker was about to give way for debate, for members to be able to weigh in on this particular bill. However, the lack of quorum has interrupted the proceedings of the House now, and a quorum bell of 10 minutes is currently underway. We have seen the minority leaders of both sides making their way out of the chambers, of course, to go and whip members. At this point, we believe that the members are somewhere within the precincts of Parliament, and the leadership, especially the minority leaders of both sides, that is the minority and the majority, have walked out to whip the members to make their way back into the chambers. We should be expecting to see members make their way back to the chamber. Remember, if that is not achieved, if that quorum is not raised, then the business that was on the floor of the House at the time when that hitch was realized, then that means the business will not continue, as the House will be adjourned until the next sitting. Remember, this particular business is the county government's additional allocations bill. On the Wednesday afternoon sitting, the quorum, or that particular hitch on quorum during the proceedings of the House, was also, or rather interrupted that particular business. However, this afternoon, the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee has managed to at least begin debate. This is a bill that is at its second reading stage, and members are expected to begin debate on it. The mover has moved and has been seconded, and members are expected to ventilate on it. This is a bill that you will recall last year failed to sail through owing to matters regarding the RMLF fund. However, this time the Senate, you will remember, that did away with this particular fund. And also we have heard from the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee indicating that that particular fund is also not in this particular bill. So as they consider this bill, then they have in mind that that particular fund, which is a matter currently in court, is not part of this bill, and therefore members should consider this bill and also pass it. The funds
in this particular bill are funds that mostly are coming from donors, funds that are expected to put in motion various projects in various counties. These monies, as indicated, are not coming from the exchequer, but mostly a lot of the monies in this particular bill is coming from donor funds. We have had the two speakers who have already made their contributions on this bill, urging the House to allow this bill sail through to be able to go and help various projects, including the payment of community health promoters, and also assist in a number of projects that the county governments or the devolved units have actually benefited a lot from. Last year, this particular bill did not sail through, and therefore the funds did not reach the county governments. However, this time round, once this particular bill sails through, remember the Senate already considered it and passed it, and now it is the turn for the National Assembly to also consider it. Matters have been raised on the progress of devolution, with the leader of the minority party indicating that, or categorically indicating that the National Assembly is not in any way anti-devolution. However, raising concerns over some of the cases that have come from the county governments in terms of usage of resources. But all in all, the bill will assist a number of projects that have maybe stalled owing to the delay of this particular additional allocations that are meant to enable various projects that are donor funded continue. So this is the business that was currently on the floor before the quorum hitch. Currently, what you're seeing on your screens is that business has been interrupted owing to the quorum hitch, and therefore a quorum bell is on. The quorum bell is just to alert members who maybe are still within the precincts of Parliament, at least to make their way back to the chambers. We have just seen that the whips made their way back to the chambers. However, we did not see more members come back with them. So we are hoping that that quorum will be achieved, because if it isn't, then as provided for in the standing orders at the lapse of... All right, let's listen in.
Honorable members, the time being 5:26 p.m. This House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 22nd of April, the year 2025, at 2:30 p.m.